I love to work with female entrepreneurs, blah. And I love to work with anyone, especially just women in the professional realm. Because in old school sales, we really have gone through a lot.
Yes.
But I want them to look where they're at today and know that today counts. So many of us look at ourselves and we think, I'm not where I want to be. I really want to be there. And I try to remind women, be today. Look at today and then focus on tomorrow.
Welcome to High Trust Professionals, a podcast where we interview top industry and community leaders, business owners, and entrepreneurs from across the country. Hear what it takes to build trust, be a respected leader, be productive, and win your day. Sit back and relax as we dive into another episode of High Trust Professionals podcast.
Hey guys, welcome to High Trust Professionals podcast. I'm your host, Lynette Arrasmith, and today I'm super excited to have a little chat with Sandy Spady. Sandy is, we call her Power Up Sandy. She has Power Up by Sandy. She's got Women with Voices, multifaceted, right? So thanks for being here.
Thanks for having me.
Yes.
I'm so excited.
I'm excited.
Yes.
Oh my gosh. I mean, we could really be here all day.
I know.
So we have our audience that watches, we have our audience that listens, and we're going to do our best to stay in our time frame, right? That's always hard.
Yeah.
So I was taking a peek at your website, powerupbysandy.com, everybody. And I love some of the things that you have there. So I'm going to touch on it.
Yeah.
So you say, let's make your first impression stick, build you up so you become unstoppable. And friends, we're going to talk about how Sandy helps other women become unstoppable. So we met at a networking. You and I both like to do a lot of networking. Connected through a mutual friend, fellow networker who says, oh my gosh, Lynette, you have got to call Sandy. So thanks for saying yes. And you're also known as the Great Connector.
Yes, I guess that is my little phrase, that chamber cheerleader. Yes.
Oh,
I'm
love
a
that.
cheerleader for people.
Oh, I'm going to write that down. Chamber cheerleader.
Only because I've had like 3 decades of either volunteering, being an ambassador.
Yeah.
I kicked out the Red Ribbon Crew here when I worked for the Greater Omaha Chamber. Love them. And I still help.
Yeah.
You know, once someone is in your circle, you don't discard them, right?
No,
I'm
right.
always that helper.
Yes, I love that. So you excel in supporting, so to your point, you excel in supporting, I would say, local businesses, chambers for sure, corporate executives, sales teams, entrepreneurs. I mean, my gosh. And I think where you go with that is expanding their vision, right? And increasing their bottom line. So as a pillar in the community, I'd say you're a get her done kind of gal. I like that. You can have that. Okay, so the many voices of Sandy. Let's get started. Women with Voices. Just talk about what is it? How did it come about? Tell us that story.
It really just organically started. Working for the Greater Omaha Chamber, I had so many amazing people reach out to me and open up. And I look at them afterwards and I'm like, this is a great story. Like, you can help so many people. Because when you share your story, there's a little bit of that frees you, but it empowers others to open up. And I had my first one. It's almost been 2 years.
Oh my gosh.
And
wow.
at that first one, we had 3 speakers. And there's 3 amazing, successful women. So I had an attorney, I had a divorce analyst, and a State Farm woman-owned agency. And I said to them, I said, we know you're successful. We know you're a successful attorney, divorce analyst, and an insurance agency owner, CEO of her little, State Farm agency. But I said, it's that journey that got you there. It wasn't easy.
No.
A woman starting your own business. We need to share that journey because it's that journey that's going to say, they did it, I can do it. Yes. And it started that, and now we just, we had our first year anniversary at Elevator Spaces. Love them. Such great partnerships out there.
Okay, where are they located?
They are downtown.
Okay.
Jackson, I believe,
Okay.
a
Gotcha.
collaborative space. She was actually one of my
yeah.
speakers at my summit.
Yeah.
I'll have to talk about.
Yes.
But I had all the speakers from that year
Mm-hmm.
share their story, but a little bit about what was it like to be vulnerable,
Yeah.
to public speak, which is like the number one thing that people are afraid of, and share your story because you're sharing something that's vulnerable.
Mm-hmm.
And to listen to each one share their story, it just was amazing because they wanted more, right? When you find your confidence in your voice and you
Right.
share your story, that confidence built you, and they're like, I want more. I'm going to write a book. I'm going to take another agency, another insurance agency. Like, it completely transformed you to want more.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what I love about this group. So we're in our second year. We had our first summit, Women with Voices, Live Your Why. Look at me
I love that.
now.
I love that.
And I had community leaders come in and speak. We had dancing. We had shopping. It was a full day. And we have it scheduled again for January 20th. Still looking for a few
Mark your
sponsors.
calendars.
125 women.
Wow.
I put that
That's
together
awesome.
in 4 months. And I said, I won't do that again. I'm going to take
No
more
kidding.
time to do it.
Yeah.
But I picked January for a reason because we have our goals.
Mm-hmm.
And they always say within 21 days, oh my gosh, I gained weight. I didn't stop eating. I didn't work out. Like, I give up.
Yeah.
It's the beginning of the year.
Mm-hmm.
So the 20th, I'm like, let's have it on the 20th and say, it's okay if you screwed up.
Who cares?
Let's start over.
Yeah.
And we're going to give you these tools to help you, motivate you to look at yourself because it's in you.
I love
And
that.
let's kill the year.
Okay, so who would the ideal audience be to attend something like that?
Anywhere. I would love to have mothers bring their daughters, but it's really probably 25, and I had up to 72. And the amazingness about that is that a woman that was there with her daughter, that was a vendor, towards the end, she walked up to me and she had tears in her eyes. And she said, I just want you to know, I'm going to try not to cry. I want you to know that I have watched this group today. I watched everyone become closer and the speakers that have motivated. I see people taking notes. But what I love is that people are becoming friends, sharing stories. And she said, I would have given anything to have something like this growing up as, a single mom, going through a divorce. We didn't talk about things because then we were weak.
Yeah.
But bringing women together, she goes, don't quit this. She's like, are you doing it again next year? I said, absolutely, I'm doing it again next year. So there's just a wide range of women. Yeah.
That's moving. Yeah. And no wonder you have such a passion around that, which is awesome. I love that. Okay, so we've got Women with Voices. And you started Power Up Leadership. Oh my gosh, I love the Power Up theme. So, entrepreneurship, start Power Up Leadership Coaching Consulting.
Yeah.
Go now. I mean,
all righty.
What's next, Sandy?
This is what's next. I decided at a point in my life that I was going to write a book. And, the gut instinct said, maybe you shouldn't do it, right? And I said, okay, that's fine. I just gave up my job at the Greater Omaha Chamber. But that book was my healing book, right? What I want to do is to empower women. And so I just did it. I kicked off my Women Power Up by Sandy, Leadership Coaching Consulting, because you and I have decades, right, of seasoned experience. And what is it we want to do? We want other people to be successful. So let's share that. And I had my ribbon cutting, which I'm a pro ribbon cutting, 30 years, all different cities, states.
I saw that on your website.
Oh my goodness.
Also. Super cool.
That morning I woke up and it was an icy, icy day. First icy day, right? We're in Nebraska. I'm like, I'll be lucky to get 12 people. I'll be blessed to get 12 people. That day, it was icy. More and more people came in. And we had close to 90 people from all my different networking groups. And it was just magical, right? And I had all my chamber friends.
Your peeps.
Yes. And this is what I tell people. It truly is about relationships. And it's the relationships I built in the last 5 years I've been here. That's why they support you. That's why they support you.
Mhm.
It's building those relationships. I don't care what industry you're in. If you don't have core relationships,
You're right.
it's going to make a tougher job. Just be you and be real. So it was amazing. And so now I coach women, and it's really through their voice, right? It's like finding their confidence in their voice. And I have a public speaking course, and we're going to launch out some workshops. And then I do one-to-one coaching with women, and I have a masterminds book that I designed to really help them find their niche, look at their weaknesses and their strengths. It's your strengths, correct?
Yeah.
And then let's go find those ideal clients and let's knock down those doors. 3 decades of sales. And
I love that.
it's I really want to bring sexy back to sales, right? If you have something great, you're going to share it. And it may not work, but if it does, why won't you share it?
Well, and I love, teaching always,
Yes.
teach, practice, grow, do, fail forward or success, come back and do it again.
Yeah.
That connecting piece though, and that's something you do so well. And that's such a valuable message to be a connector. You can't just, I don't care what your business or industry, you can't just sit behind a desk. You can't just wait for things to happen. We have to be doers, right?
Yes.
So you do such a great job of being involved, staying involved. I kind of, as I was just thinking about my observations of you from afar, I call it your Sandy spark. You can use that. You're welcome.
I'm taking that in. Yes.
Yeah. I mean, you share your Sandy spark, and one of the ways that you do that is as a motivational speaker. And so, talk to me about who's your ideal audience, because I know you have such passion around empowering women. And so, who is that ideal audience for you to speak to?
I love to work with female entrepreneurs, and I love to work with anyone, especially just women in the professional realm, because in old school sales, we really have gone through a lot.
Yes.
But I want them to look where they're at today and know that today counts. So many of us look at ourselves and we think, I'm not where I want to be. I really want to be there. And I try to remind women, be today. Look at today and then focus on tomorrow.
Yeah.
But today is today, and be present. And so I love to help women advance in their professional careers. I love to have them want to be themselves, find their super strengths. But most importantly, I want them to love what they do. And sometimes people need reminded. You're in it for a reason. Let's find that reason and let's enjoy it. And let's talk about it. What's getting you down? Okay, let's talk about it. Let's change it.
And sometimes we have to remember why we do what we do. Why did I choose that? Or why did I take that job? Or why? Or is it time for a change? Sometimes it is time for a change.
Yes. I've told many people, that you may be in a great career and you're making great money, but if it's costing your personal life, your family, your time, it's not worth the money. And I love to have women just feel like they're ready with their power and their strengths, superhero strengths, just to take the world. That's what I love to do.
I love that. I'm taking notes here. Superhero strength, just be you and be real. Oh my gosh. We're getting a little mini Sandy seminar. When Sandy speaks, people listen.
So awesome.
And here we are. Okay, so let's talk about giving back. Because, you are a giver and you're involved. So you have been involved in different cities, right? Different states, boards, different organizations, volunteering, chambers of commerce. Wow. So how and where do you choose to spend time? Because sometimes sometimes we have to say no or no thank you, and it's okay. How do you decide where to plug in?
I've always been so involved with my community. I'm that includer, right? My strength is including people. And every town I've ever lived in, I just want to know everybody, right? And so I say yes to a lot, and especially in your younger years. I want to be around people I want to learn off of.
Mm-hmm.
You're great. I want to learn. How can I volunteer? And I actually just love people to realize the power in volunteering, because you think you're giving yourself, but you are gaining so much more. You're gaining friendships, you're gaining wisdom on that nonprofit, that event,
Mm-hmm.
and you're building those circles
Mm-hmm.
that you can help at some time too. So I'm learning to say no. I will always be a chamber cheerleader. But for instance, I kicked off my Power Up Leadership Coaching Consulting, and then I spoke at a realtor's luncheon, and Michael Watkins was there. And afterwards, he is the person that decides the dancers for youth emergency services.
Oh.
Dance for a Chance.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, we need to have coffee. I said, absolutely. And as we spoke, he's like, I would love to have you be a dancer. I know your passion is women, and I do a lot with sex trafficking. Just I'm a cheerleader for just all those nonprofits. And I thought to myself, okay, Sandy, you just kicked off your new business. You do not have time for this. But guess what? You did it. I made time for that.
Yeah.
Because this is an opportunity to, bring awareness.
Mm-hmm.
Because youth emergency services, they help the homeless youth.
Mm-hmm.
And working on so many sex trafficking committees, I know what happens to the homeless youth. They're sex trafficked for survival.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought, this is going to happen. I'm going to put my business on the back burner, because this is fueling my soul.
Mm.
And I did a lot of events with the community, with my relationships I had, and I raised awareness. I did not raise the most. I raised, close to 10,000. But the awareness,
that's amazing.
Oh, yeah. I wanted more, of course, right? We always want more. But the
But still,
awareness, of just bringing that situation. And so I tell people, you have to pick and choose. I'm always like, chamber first, always. But if you have an event or something that's going to fuel your soul, you got to do it.
Do it.
Yeah.
Well, and I saw some clips from that dancing, that little hot red number that you had on, my favorite color. So good for you. Sometimes we say yes for those reasons, and something has to be put on pause. Yeah. And sometimes we have to say not now. Right?
Absolutely.
So you're such a wonderful mentor to so many. Who's the one person that you'd love to have as a mentor, or even just grab a cup of coffee with?
Gosh.
It could be someone local, someone famous, someone who's not with us anymore. You choose.
I just had a great coffee at 8:00 this morning with Jennifer Lee. She was one of our speakers for my pitch event last Thursday. And she's such a successful woman, entrepreneur, but she gives back too. And I tell women every day, follow the ones that you want to be like. Listen to them, watch them, because there's something that you're drawn to them. Learn from them, get inspired from them, because you inspire others, but sometimes your tank needs to be filled, right?
Right.
And so I really look at women that I honor and I love what they're doing in the community with their business, and I just listen. And I always tell people, don't be around the people that are sucking your energy out, right? You have to be particular, because you're worthy of that. Pick the ones that are going to empower you too. And there's been so many. I've had so many wonderful women. And for me to give to others, I need to fill my tank.
Right. Well, and as we're talking, I'm thinking about that. I'm thinking, okay, so when and we're similar that way. You are way more involved than I am, way more connected than I am, but you're high energy. Yeah. You're a connector. And when you're high energy and you're a connector, sometimes it feels like you're always deposit on this side. Yeah. And you're right. You have to find a way to fuel yourself, whatever that is, whether it's a someone or a something. Yes. Right?
Absolutely.
Yeah. Reading is my fuel.
Love it.
Sometimes you just don't want to talk to anyone.
And this brings up a funny thing that no one believes, but I do 2 silent retreats a year. Complete silence.
For how
For
long?
3 days. 3 days. And people are like, what? I'm like, no. Because I love them, The first night you have a little gathering, and then the 3 or 4 days, I've done both, silence. And that's your time to, look inside. Where do I want to be? Who do I want to, follow? Or just like give Sandy time. And it's that reboot, like you just have to reboot your system. And I tell everyone, take a silent retreat.
You mean like you
deserve it.
actually go, like
I go
someone
somewhere.
puts that
Yes,
on.
I go
my
somewhere,
gosh.
and I just have Sandy time. And I would suggest it to any of you. Once a year at least.
I'm going to Google, where do I?
Cloisters on the Platte is wonderful.
Okay.
There's a place in Irene, South Dakota. Father Michael has a great one with a blaze. It's right out in Springfield. There's so many, and you can fly too. There's so many, but take the time for yourself.
I love that. And that is so true.
Yes.
For anyone, right?
Yes.
Thank you for that. So best piece of advice you've ever been given?
Gosh, I've had such blessings with so much great advice.
I know. Pick one, maybe two.
Okay, well, my favorite is Mother Teresa. And she didn't personally give it to me. I wish. But her quote about you cannot change the world all at once, but you can change one person at a time, right? You can't eat an elephant with a huge bite. It's taking that time for one person.
Yeah.
Like a big change can happen. Look at her. One person on that street.
Yeah.
She has people all over the world helping people.
Yep.
And I try to tell myself, just one person. You have one person, right?
You do that. You
Thank
do
you.
that with all of your isms and all of your connections and where you choose to plug in and serve.
Yeah.
I see you in that light. So what's next for Sandy? What are you focusing on?
Oh my gosh. I am kicking off a new Take the Stage. It's going to be an exclusive. I'm only going to take 25, maybe 30 women. Because what I see with women with voices is the strength behind your voice. And some of them want to be speakers, but they don't have that confidence, right, in public speaking. And I want to give that confidence to women. And it's going to be on public speaking, how to write a speech, how to present yourself, and then let's find those stages, right? Yeah. Let's find those stages. Because any industry we're in, you're selling a product, your passion, your purpose. But if you don't have a voice,
or you're selling yourself,
what are you going to do? Absolutely. And so I'm kicking that off. And
what's it called?
It's going to be Take the Stage.
Take the Stage. So really, if anyone wants to plug in with you in any way, Power Up by Sandy is where they should go, right? Sandy with a Y, powerupbysandy.com. Okay, wonderful. Anything we didn't cover that's important to you?
Oh my gosh, let's see.
30 seconds.
Okay, 30 seconds is that every day you need to wake up for yourself and give yourself meditation, prayer, anything to just rejuvenate yourself. Be thankful for 3 things. And then every day, look at the one small accomplishment you did. Because some days we get too busy and we think, I didn't get anything done, but there's always one small accomplishment you did. You need to look at that, embrace it, and give yourself a high five.
I love that. Thank you. That's amazing. Okay, guys, that is a wrap. Wow. We unpacked so much in that quick 20 minutes. Thank you. I feel like we should have a part 2. Like, we'll wait till you get your new gig up and running, then we'll have a part 2. That will be fun. Thank you for spending time with us.
Thank you so much.
I know that you are so busy and you have so much going on. Guys, I'm Lynette Arrasmith, your High Trust Professional podcast host. Don't forget to find us, LinkedIn, Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. Hey, listen, I'm always looking for new guests. So if you go to our page, there is a spot you can click, become a guest. Hopefully we'll see you soon.